And there is the Land Rover that I did the engine on in my first series of videos, and it is still going strong. He said he took it to Doncaster the other week. He said it didn't miss a beat all the way there and back, and he towed a car home with it or something. So yeah, that's good to hear. She's still going strong. Right, welcome back to the channel. No intros, just going to get straight into it. Got this Mini Cooper S that's I had gasket done, and ever since then, when you start it up, after a few minutes of running, the exhaust manifold glows red hot and it's rattling. So I've just taken the rocker cover off. So I don't know what the hell has gone on when someone put this back together, but I've now got to get in there, take that timing cover off, take this engine mount off, and find out what the hell has gone on in with this. The cover off. And there's the problem, look, the timing chain tensioner is stuck in there. I'll have to get him out, find out what's happened, probably put a new one in. I don't know why that would have done that. But there we go, that was the problem. Okay, so I've taken out the tensioner. There it is there. And I've got a new tensioner. And as you see, this is the new one. And as you see, it's in the same position as the old one, and we'll get to that in a minute because I know why this has happened now. I've also taken out the guides because I want to make sure that where the chain was slopping around, it hasn't damaged the guides, and they look pretty good. And the same with that one, there doesn't seem to be any cracks or anything in that. It all looks pretty good, so we'll reuse the guides. So the crank sprocket is still on the engine. There's the cam sprocket, and to time these up, got a mark there that lines up with the flat of the head. So you have your woodruff facing upwards, and that line on the left, as you're facing the side of the head, on the left hand side of the head, have that facing up. And on your chain you've got coloured links. There's two there, and there's one there. The mark that's on its own, or the link that's on its own, lines up like so. Yeah, there we go. And then when you put the chain and sprocket back in the engine, those two coloured links, provided you've got your camera crank in the right place, those two will line up with the two arrows on the crank. So when I get to that, I'll show you that. Okay. Right, let's start piecing it back together. So we start by putting the guides in. It's going to be quite hard for me to do this and have a camera pointing in there as well, but I'll try my best. Right, so we'll have this guide going down there. Let's have it in the right way, shall we? That'll help. Just tighten those two up. And then we get the chain, put our link on where it should be, and then lower the chain and sprocket all in one assembly down in the engine. Drop it below the cam and then hook the chain over the crank. And there is not a lot of room to move. I do actually need to turn the cam a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Obviously I haven't put the bolt in yet, but you can see the mark is lined up there. That mark there is lined up with the flat. It was a little bit that way, so I had to turn the engine forward slightly. And if we go down at the bottom, obviously I haven't put the tensioner in yet. And you can see there, the two coloured links are lined up with the two arrows on the crank. So that is all nice and timed now. So the next step is to put the tensioner in. I'll put that bolt in first in there, and then we'll get the tensioner in then. Okay, to get to the tensioner is obviously in here. There's a bolt in the back of the block there. And that is the bolt. So we do slide the tensioner up in there and then put that bolt in. And the tensioner is not sprung loaded, it's actually fed on oil pressure. Well, there is a spring actually inside it. Now, what has happened to this, or what I think has happened to this, is when whoever done the head gasket on it, he was apparently a mini specialist. Now, I'm no mini specialist, but I do know that if your timing chain is like a cock in a bowler hat, you don't start the engine up. It's kind of common sense, really. And like, you know, if you time an engine up and you see your chain like that, you don't carry on putting it back together, do you? You investigate why it's like that. But anyway, like I said, I'm no specialist on mini. Oh, I've got the wrong size bloody socket. So I've had to do a bit of research online to find out how these tensioners work and what you have to do with them. So, I mean, this thing was quite tight. I have to put a bar in. Where's that bar in? Okay, that tensioner is all tight. Now, what I read online is you have to pull the tensioner against the guide against the tensioner to release it, like so. And that is what wasn't done when the car was put together. So yeah, so-called mini specialist didn't even know that. Well, I didn't know that, but you know, I looked it up online and that's what I found out you have to do. So there we are. That shouldn't rattle anymore. And obviously it's against spring pressure now, and when you start the engine up, that's fed with oil, and oil pressure will keep it out. So right, it's time to box it all back up now. Right, yes, I have just tightened that up, although you didn't see me do it. Yes, I have done it. Right, a little tip for you about turning the engine over by hand. Obviously, once you've put belt or chain on, you need to turn the engine over by hand to make sure nothing touches. Well, I've got no crank pulley on it, nor no bolt. So, to turn it over, put the car in top gear. Stick a screwdriver in the vented part of the brake disc, or if you've got the wheel on, put the wheel on, drop the wheel down onto a car battery or something, and then turn the other wheel. And there we go, nothing touches. So now we start putting it all back together again.
Looks good.
Kicking in the guts, Grantley.
She's in here.
Oh yeah, take it up here. That sounds better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't sound better, does it?
Awesome.
Lovely job.
Right, and that is it, all sorted. My work is done. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.